everyone, this is Miss Shaw, and today I will be your guide in teaching you how to write an extended story ending. So our main lesson and objective today is to learn how to write a story ending that wraps up your story and goes beyond the need for those two words, the end. Why is writing an extended story ending so important? Well, think about it. How many times have you gotten to the end of a story and the last sentence is, "That's the end of my story," or "the end"? It leaves you feeling like the author didn't care enough about the audience to write a great ending. But you can write a great ending to any story, and that's exactly what you will learn to do right now. So you need 3 basic materials. You need a piece of your own writing where you have a rough draft already done of a story that you're writing. You need a pencil, and you need the ingredients for an extended story ending, which you will find on the next page. So here are the ingredients for an extended story ending. As you'll see in the upcoming examples, using at least 2 of these ingredients will help you write an awesome ending to wrap up any story. So let's take a look at these 4 ingredients of an extended story ending. So our first one would be a memory of the main event. Our second one is the main character's thoughts or feelings. Our third one would be the main character's hopes or wishes. And finally, a decision or defining action. Which of these do you notice in the following 2 examples? So here's our very first example. Doris the cat purred happily and curled up in the sunny window. She shivered a little when she thought about how long she'd lived in the streets as a skinny stray cat. But that was then. Now she knew she would never again choose to wander about chasing mice like she used to. It would be fancy cat food for her from now on, served in a fancy glass bowl. As old Mrs. Wynne patted her soft coat, Doris stretched and hoped that life would always be this good. So let's go back up to our last page where we have the 4 ingredients of an extended story ending. Now would be a good time for you to pause this with your teacher and to talk about which of these ingredients did the first example have. Then we'll come back and take a look at another example. Well, let's just review what those 4 ingredients are for an extended story ending, and then we'll take a look at that first example to see if you came up with the same things that I did. So we've got a memory of the main event, the main character's feelings or hope or thoughts, the main character's hopes or wishes, and a decision or defining action. So let's take a look at that next page to see what you came up with. Well, I am looking at the very first, the first 2 sentences. And for the first 2 sentences, I see that Doris the cat purred happily and curled up in the sunny window. She shivered a little when she thought about how long she'd lived in the streets as a skinny stray cat. Now there are a couple things going on with that example. First of all, she's purring happily, so she's showing an emotion here, thought or feeling. And then she's shivering a little too, again, being a feeling of being scared, or she's not wanting to remember how she used to live. And of course, this is also a memory of the main event because she was thinking about living on the streets as a stray cat. So there are a couple different ingredients right there in the very first 2 sentences. Let's keep looking and see if there are any other ones. A decision or defining action. Here's where I see that. Now she knew she would never again choose to wander about chasing mice like she used to. So she's made the decision that she will never have to chase mice for her food. And finally, this author actually used another one. So let's take a look at the very last sentence. As old Mrs. Wynne patted her soft coat, Doris stretched and hoped that life would always be this good. So in this case, the author also included a hope or a wish. So this author included all 4 of those ingredients of an extended story ending. Let's go on to the next one, and we'll take a look at that one. All right, here's our second example. Nearing the end zone, I began to feel my body go limp as I panted and struggled to keep my knees from sinking into the AstroTurf. I had never danced in front of such a large crowd before, and even though I was about to collapse, I was on a high from the excitement running through my veins for the remainder of the game. 45,000 football fans were screaming wildly for me, and I will never forget it. One day, I will perform again, and I hope it will be just as fulfilling as the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity I was just granted. The memory of this day will remain with me for a lifetime. So now you'd want to go back with your teacher and just pause and see if you can identify which of these ingredients the author used for that extended ending. I bet when you went back with your teacher that you found the 3 or 4 different ingredients that author used in extended story ending number 2 as well. Now you try it. Take a story of your own and add at least 2 ingredients of an extended story ending so that your audience feels satisfied with the end of your story. Share your revisions with a friend and see if they agree that it's a much more satisfying ending.